Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. Yeah, before we get started, just letting you guys know I am sick, so it won't be 100% today, but my goal is to never miss a day, so let's get started. Our first one comes from Successful Heart 6708. Am I in the wrong for divorcing my husband over dumping my dog in an abandoned parking lot? I feel like this is an obvious answer, like I don't feel like I'm wrong at all. But the reason I'm posting this is because all of my friends and family think I'm stupid for leaving a marriage with children involved over a dog. My husband and I have to move overseas, and traveling with my dog is not an option. I've looked into it myself, and it wasn't an option. I'm not going through all the details, this is hard for me to post enough. But I've talked with everyone I could for several months, and tried to find a way to get my dog to come with us, but it was unsuccessful. I've had my dog for 8 years. I rescued her, and I couldn't take her with us. My husband lied to me and took her to an abandoned parking lot. It's been 5 months later, and I'm still unaware of her whereabouts. I posted her face everywhere, and I've contacted all the shelters in my local area. There's no word about my dog. I couldn't take staying with my husband after he did this. I see him as a monster that basically set my dog to be unalived. I divorced him after 12 years of marriage. We have 2 small children. All my friends and family told me I'm retarded, stupid idiot for leaving my husband and breaking up a family over a dog, and how my priorities are backwards. I've also grown a strong relationship with one of my coworkers. She has become one of my closest friends, but even when she didn't know me at all, she made the unbiased opinion about my situation and said, "Sorry, girl, but if my boyfriend wanted me to get rid of my cat, sorry, Mr. Biscuit, you're gone." I started thinking low of my coworker at this point, because she would have abandoned her cat over someone that's just her boyfriend. I don't think anyone should abandon their pets for anyone unless that pet is like a threat, like they'll unalive you or something. But I'm just at a loss with everything, because everyone is saying I'm dumb for leaving my husband over my dog that he already got rid of. So I should just move on from that, since the dog is gone. Alright, OP, this would infuriate me. I've grown up with animals my whole life. Birds, fishes, dogs, bunny, turtle, I think a lizard. I can't remember. Maybe that was my uncle. But right now I just have dogs and plan to just keep it as dogs. Maybe if I'm not a cat person, but if I did get a cat, it'd be a serval. But I am 100% sure they're expensive as hell. I'm not even looking at the prices. But you know what they say about people who mistreat animals. You know what I mean? They end up growing up to be paths. You know what I mean? I don't even know if I could say the words on YouTube because, well, YouTube seems like a minefield. Personally, I wouldn't want to be with someone who's mistreating animals. So I absolutely get where you're coming from, wedding wise. Marriage wise. If I married someone for that long and then they showed me this side of them, I'd be like, who are you? Because I didn't. This is not the person I married. You know what I mean? I personally, I wouldn't marry someone who's cruel to animals, and that's fine if you don't want to be around animals. I probably wouldn't be with you because I, love dogs, and I can't see myself not having a dog throughout my entire life. After growing up with them. But even people who are into animals don't, do that to animals. Like I'm not a cat person. I don't hate cats, but I don't ever see myself owning one unless maybe it's that serval, because man, they are cool looking animals. But I'm not gonna go mistreat a cat. If a cat's in trouble and I can help it, I'm gonna help the cat. But he just took your dog and chucked the poor thing into a parking lot and dipped. Like, that's really sad. You guys would have been better off. I mean, I'm not into pounds because I think you got what, 2 days before they wrap things up with the poor animal. But at least that's 2 days where they'll be advertised and maybe someone will, get your dog and give it a good life. And yeah, I can see where your family's coming from, sadly. But the thing is, even my dad is a very stoic man, and he passed kidney stones and didn't even shed a tear. That's like how hardcore my pops is. And he wouldn't do that to an animal. You know what I mean? He loves the animals too. I mean, not show it all the time, but I catch him petting the dog every once in a while when I was growing up. And when we first got the little tiny lab, she would sleep on his lap and all that. So even someone like him is not, you know what I mean, is not cruel to animals. So I think that says a lot about your husband. And I absolutely get where you're coming from. I can kind of see where your family's coming from. It'd be a lot easier if you didn't have kids, but I couldn't be with someone who's cruel to animals like that. I just can't. So, P, I'm gonna say you're not in the wrong for this. Our next one comes from I Feel Gross and Sad. Girlfriend edged a breakup to see what it's like. My ex and I have separated. It's weird to say because I'm still confused about everything, but it's as simple as the title says. A week ago, we were at my place when something just changed in her demeanor. She walked over and simply states, "I'm leaving." I was confused and asked what she meant, and she said something along the lines of, me knowing why. I'm confused because a minute ago we were just happy watching shows and BSing. Upon further pressing, she says that it just seems like the right thing. Or something. I get flustered and ask what's wrong. She sits there silently staring at her phone, only speaking to give me updates about when a rider will arrive. I just stop pressing and sit down and wait because I can't even explain this. I'm not going to yell, scream, or cry. I just felt the same burning hot feeling and difficulty breathing in my chest, like when my dog ceased to be. Like this was it, and I have nothing to understand why it's happening. All of a sudden, she puts down the phone and exclaims that she changed her mind. I ask what that was about, and she giggles almost playfully, and says she just wants to edge a breakup. She gives me her answer, and I just end things there. She immediately regrets it, asking me to reconsider. The thing is, this happened before early in our relationship, and she explains she has an impulsive habit of things. I've only seen this once, and it was when she ghosted me just after starting to date her. Maybe in her defense, she was on her time of the month and experiencing a mood swings, but I sent her home and haven't spoken to her in a week, until now to get my stuff. Am I going too far? She seemed distraught and hurt, and generally meant to not have wanted that. Well, if she didn't want that, she shouldn't have done that. I want her back so badly, but I don't know if I can trust her yet. It's making me sick, and I just miss her so much. Am I wrong? Can there be something salvaged? I know she genuinely loves me, but I'm scared of that I'm being used. Hi, OP. The final word of your story, which I can't say on YouTube, used. That's what that is. It may not be physical, but it's mental. You explained what she just did to you? You felt like when you lost your pet. That's a horrible feeling. I know that feeling, and I don't like feeling that, experiencing that feeling. And someone does that to me, gives me that feeling just because for funsies, or they wanted to see what would happen. I don't believe in that testing crap. I think that's manipulative and gross. And I wouldn't want to be with someone like that, and you shouldn't want to be with someone like that. OP, you deserve better. And I don't have much advice for you because you did exactly what I was going to tell you to do. End things with her. That's not someone you need to be with. Someone who's going to willingly mess with you and hurt you like that. Nobody should have someone like that, alright? And like you said in the story, she's done something like this before, and she did it again. She's going to keep doing this to you, OP. She's going to make your life a living hell, doing these little manipulative little tactics on you like that. And she's trying to act remorseful and like, she wants, like she's apologetic. No, she's mad that she can't do this to anymore, that her actions have consequences. So, OP, I'm proud of you for ending things with her. You shouldn't be with someone like that. There are so much people on earth. You could find someone who doesn't try to use you like that. So, OP, no, you're not in the wrong. And our final one comes from Okian93. Am I wrong for wanting to discontinue couples therapy? I am currently attending a weekly couples therapy with my wife via Zoom. The therapist asked us to always be in separate rooms when attending the sessions. During the end of our last session, we all acknowledged our goodbyes and then I signed off. When I walked out of the room, I was overhearing my wife and our therapist still talking. This made me feel excluded and alone. The last thing I overheard our therapist said to her was something along the lines of, "Now, let's just keep this between us." They talked for 5 minutes after I left. I'm in therapy because I have trust issues. My wife is in therapy because she struggles with respecting boundaries and expectations. Am I wrong to feel that trust was broken? I'm considering discontinuing therapy because of it. Was the therapist's behavior unethical? Would them continuing the session without me damage my trust for both of them? Our therapist typically requests individual appointments for individual matters, but our last sessions we agreed to be a couples therapy. Hi, OP. I absolutely see where you're coming from, especially since this is supposed to be couples therapy. Usually, I don't know jack about therapy, but every time I see anything with couples therapy, the couple's in the room with the therapist, working things out as a couple. Now, maybe if they said something to you before signing out, hey, can so and so please stay a little longer? I got something I want to talk about. That would still bug me, but at least they acknowledge you. I would probably look for a way to, yeah, I'd probably not go to that therapist anymore because, yeah, I don't like that either. Just, oh, okay, we'll keep this between us. I don't like that cloak and dagger, secrety crap, especially when they know you have trust issues. I would see the therapist as not respecting you like that and not really understanding your problem because, like I said, trust issues. So I wouldn't blame you for not going back to that therapist. I could see that as a breach of trust to me. And yeah, not in the wrong with that one. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.